Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you can use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shannon Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology, and instructional coach for my district.
And I'm her producer and husband, Fuzz Martin, and it takes me just about an hour to code this podcast every week.
Clever. It was okay.
I've had better.
Mm-hmm.
I've had better. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to episode number 129.
129.
129. Did I catch a niner in there?
129.
Are you calling from a walkie-talkie? No? Tommy boy? No? Nothing?
I know that's your thing.
Yeah, it's my thing.
It is. Yeah, no.
Doesn't have to be your thing. So, but you know what is both of our things?
Coding. And
computers.
Podcasting.
And podcasting. And here we are together.
Podcasting about coding. So this week, we are going to be talking a little bit about the hour of code and then a whole bunch of activities that go with it. And what I've talked about the hour of code, but I've never said, hey, this is the website, or I've never really put it out there to make it easy to get to.
And it's also something you have to sign up for, right? So
you can.
Okay.
You have access to the activities year round. So I'll kind of talk about that, but you can sign up and then have your kids be a part of that.
Cool.
So let's get started.
Okay,
so
let's get
if
started.
you go to the website is Hour of Code, HOUROFCODE.com. And it's interesting because mine says /US, but they have /UK. It works all over.
Yeah, it'll
world.
It'll go wherever you're geolocated.
And Hour of Code is just a really cool way to celebrate coding and to encourage kids of all ages to try it out, to experience it, to mess around with it, kind of get comfortable with it. Just because coding is such a cool set of skills that help in a lot of different ways. They help problem solve. Yeah, it helps you figure out computer stuff, but it also helps math, figuring out repetition and patterns of things. And there's just a lot of skill set that go along with learning how to code.
Sure.
And so I've always been a fan of coding. I build it into my enrichment class. I love a girls STEM, girls coding group. And obviously boys getting involved and all kids getting involved in different types of coding. And so you can sign up. So you can sign up for Hour of Code and you can join them and then you can help track it. It really does happen December 5th through the 11th. So you can you can sign up at any point to be a part of Hour of Code.
Yep.
And then you can talk about doing it in your community and all that kind of stuff. And so then with that, what's cool is you don't even have to sign up, but you can. On the Hour of Code site, you click activities, and here's where all the gloriousness happens.
Here's where the magic happens.
So they have pre-reader, and you can choose your skill set for your students in your classroom. They're super engaging activities that have been created by all different types of coding software groups and other websites and things like that.
Sure.
So if you've got pre-readers, grades 2 through 5, 6 through 8, 9+, and then you can pick and choose. So what type of computers or technology you're using in your classroom.
Okay.
So if you have computers, Android, iPads, iPhones, screen readers, if you have poor or no internet or no computers at all, you can choose from all of those options and still be able to teach coding.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is awesome. They have activities for everything. Then you can choose topics for coding. So if you have kids, if you want to do it in science, math, social studies, language arts, art, media, music, or computer science, you can pick a topic. Then you can do self-led tutorials where they have videos, or there's lesson plans where you can lead them as a teacher. They have a length. Well, it's called Hour of Code. You can Hour of Code, and then they have ones with follow-on or a few hours. So that way you can, kids can continue at home. And then you can choose your language. So if you want blocks or typing, so they need Java or what else they have?
Let's see, HTML, CSS, PHP. I don't know which one's
Python.
C++.
Java. So you can pick your coding language, which is cool. And so you have all these options to sort through to begin with for your kiddos.
Yep.
And we were while I was prepping for this episode, which I do teach these often in my classroom, our second grader is sitting next to me at home and was like, I'm going to do this. And don't worry, guys, there is Barbie coding.
Oh, yeah.
There is Mario coding. There is.
I see Miley Cyrus and Barack Obama coding. So
there is Minecraft coding.
Yeah.
So there's so many options. And
Harry Potter.
There's a Harry Potter-ish one. There's a cool, and some of them get a little tricky because you get a little bit for free and then you got to like pay for part of it.
Oh,
but
that's how they get
most
you.
of them you get an hour for free. Like that's the whole point, is an hour of code.
Okay.
Some of them continue on and you can keep on coding for free forever. Other ones, then the paid version kicks in. But Code Adventure with Mickey is pretty cool. I played around with it. It's Java. But it's kind of Harry Potter, Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
And it's where you have Mickey do spells out of his spell book, and you're coding him, and it's really cool. One that my 8th graders love and they use often is Ozaria, and it's Java and Python. And you go through these realms and travel, and you get to create your avatar and do all this kind of stuff, and it's really, really cool. And they absolutely love coding in Ozaria in our enrichment class. But they also have Mario's Secret Adventure.
Okay.
Which is Mario. And you get to code and find coins. And it's pretty cool. You get to follow your path. And it's simple. It's basic. Set up your coding. It's block with some step up different types of things. And it's created by Hatch Kids. So a lot of these are created, like I said, Tinker, Hatch. There's different companies that have created them. So Mario's Secret Adventure is really fun and engaging, and it walks you through step by step. And what I like about these is because when you're coding, you're so playing, aren't you?
I am.
Is that it teaches the kids the coding skills, but it's not overwhelming where they're frustrated and give up. They get frustrated, which is good because that means they're learning something and there's a challenge.
Yeah.
But it's not to the point where they just give up. Because they know, okay, there's little hints you can click on. There's different things that you can do. Which one are you playing?
I'm playing the Harry Potter one.
Are you?
Yeah.
So another one I'm highlighting off of that list. So this is all in the hour of code. You click on activities. And again, there's just all these activities. Code Monkey created 1 hour space adventure. And it is playing it's Space Monkey Adventure. You code, and you can sign up for them, but a lot of them just click play, and you can just play for an hour. You don't have to actually go in and create an account for all of these. You can just go and play, which is fine. The one thing about that is, though, as my students, I make them show me what they're doing and I'm so glad that you are playing while I'm talking.
Well, that's how I learned, Shanna. I learned by doing.
What are you experiencing with the Harry Potter thing then?
I'm learning block coding, where I've put some loops and some different brass loop and a woodwind loop and a strings loop.
Is it, so it's music?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coding the ball, the winter ball, whatever.
Okay. So the music then you're coding in that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
That is fun.
Yeah. See? I do fun things.
You do fun things.
When I'm supposed to be doing other things.
They are very distracting. I will say, I started clicking on what I like, Psy Girls, which is from PBS Kids, and they Psy Girl Code Quest, and it's characters that our daughter watches all the time. And
what is it called?
It's Psy Girls Code Quest.
Psy Girl. Okay, like science.
Like science. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Dance Party. She was coding the other day at the kitchen table, and she started dabbing. That's when you were like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
She dabbing? I said, yeah, she's coding a dance party. So again, in second grade, she's been doing it since first grade. And they have activities all the way through grades 9 plus, high school level. So it's not just fun, cutesy stuff. You can code screensavers. You can work with binary code and how to talk to spacecraft. They get pretty advanced, which is awesome. And there's just so many more options. Hour of Code keeps adding really cool, awesome activities. Another thing I want to highlight too is that on the right-hand side, if you scroll down past all of the lists of options, you can click on robotics and circuits. And if you click on that little box, that then is a whole nother section of ways to code and teach it for robotics specific. So then there's different activities with Hour of Code. Some of them are like lesson plans, and then some of them are activities or like building little things that you can in your classroom. And so that's a whole nother section now where it highlights different robotic kits and things like that. So if you have any robots in your classroom, you can have, there's activities around some robots. Like I have Marty's in my classroom. So there's activities that build onto that, but also if you have some of those mini robots, or even if you don't have robots, there's just activities that go around that too. So then that's beyond just basic coding, but then you have robot activities too, robots and circuits. So if there's different types of kits, they have more activities that you can do with those kits in the classroom, which I think is pretty awesome.
Agreed.
And they have a whole set of activities that go with that too. So Hour of Code.
Hour of Code.
Doesn't matter what grade you teach. It's an easy way to build coding into your classroom, math skills, problem solving skills, science skills. And they also are really fun to do if you're stuck indoor for recess or you got 10 minutes in your day. You don't have to code for an hour. Code for a few minutes too.
Yeah.
So there you go. Hour of Code. So go do some coding. Go play around with it. And if you as an adult need a brain break, go pick an Hour of Code activity because they're kind of fun.
Learn to code and make magic.
There you go. So thanks for tuning in. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Twitter at SmartNWI. And if you want to get more information on the links to this technology discussed in this episode, you can visit smartnwi.com, or you can actually find me on Facebook too. If you'd like to support the show, please consider buying me a coffee or two. Visit buymeacoffee.com/smartnwi or visit smartnwi.com and click on that cute little purple coffee cup. Your donations help keep this show going and are much appreciated. New episodes each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
You know what keeps me going? Your charm.
Oh.
The ideas and opinions expressed in this podcast and the Smart NWI website are those of the author Shanna Martin and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed on this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we hope they do. And we'll talk to you next time on the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast.